Welcome, 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 everybody. It is time for Sunday School. Yay! Here we are. And I am happy to announce today's guest, Jon Myers. Woo! Of BREAKFREE Island. Let's make us bigger. So I am Wendy S. Wiseman, your host with the most school coming at you every Sunday. Sunday Skool, it's cool. School with a K, folks. That's right. You can see we're sporting all of the merch. Every week I'm coming live with either tips or experiences about what I'm doing on school or bringing other creators and roundtables and whatnot to you. It's a new show. We're making it up as we go. Hey, Tanya, thanks for joining. Good morning. Tanya is one of the members in the Women of Wellness Wow Network project I started last month that has grown into the top 600 communities on school with over 130,000. There's over 16,000 results when you enter the search term women. And we were 638 last time I checked our ranking. And I am so happy you're here, Tanya, and look forward to what you're going to build on school, too. We're going to talk about that this week. Very exciting stuff. This platform, if you're not familiar with it, click through one of my links. You can visit BREAKFREE Island here with this QR code anytime. Let me tell you a little bit about myself for those of you that don't know me. I am Wendy S. Wiseman of Wiseman Integrative, based in Folsom, California, serving the globe here remotely, online, spreading joy, passionate about creating a better world together as happier, healthier humans, choosing to live well and thrive, come what may, day by day. It's your choice how you respond, and you can choose to be a happier, healthier human, no matter what you're going through. Life is the ultimate adventure, and that's not always pretty, not always pleasant. But if you make it through, you've got amazing stories of resilience to share, right? And our guest today, Jon, has some of those amazing stories of resilience. So I am just going to remove this caption. Why don't you go ahead and introduce yourself, Jon?
Hey everyone, my name is Jon Myers. I am 36 years old from Rhode Island. Yes, that's right, the little teeny tiny state up in the Northeast. So just a little bit about me and my background. I did grow up at West Warwick, Rhode Island. I was most school spirited back then. I went to Florida State University where I was recruited to study abroad. I studied my entire freshman year in Panama. So, si yo hablo español. I was about to start speaking in Spanish. I spent a year in Panama. From there, I lived in Argentina and Chile, Spain, and I've backpacked around the world. With my focus in college being Spanish and marketing, I did begin my master's program in education. However, that was when the first, part of my mental health kind of came into play. The first real taste, I guess, I had with depression and anxiety and things like that. So my first unfortunate suicide attempt was in college. Where I just, with drugs and alcohol have been introduced into my life, and it had just taken me down a path. So from there, I did get put into a program. I was diagnosed bipolar, major depressive, anxiety, and then started to put that label of, alcoholism or an addict was placed upon me. So from that point on, I did drop out of my master's program in education. I came back to Rhode Island. I did start teaching right away. So I was a high school teacher out of college, teaching Spanish, coaching tennis, and running a nightclub at night. Unfortunately, at 21 years old, while running a nightclub, I was making really good money, and I was in an environment that a 21-year-old man found to be very attractive. This 36-year-old finds it a little disgusting. However, back then that was the route that I chose. So I did leave teaching high school, and coaching and going right into this nightclub setting. And from there, my degree was Spanish and marketing. So I did start to develop myself in the business world. I have run sales offices. I ran a campaign for governor against Gina Raimondo in 2014 for the Green Party. Back then, I was working on a concentrated solar power device and building earthships. So those are the sustainable homes Mike Reynolds came up with out of Taos, New Mexico. I did have a chance to meet Mike. He connected me with Jonah, his son, who's around my age. So I went down to Pennsylvania and built a couple of those back in 2014. Around that time, I was engaged. Unfortunately, things did not work out. Again, I chose drugs and alcohol as my way to cope. Well, that led me to a dark car accident where I did bite the steering wheel, was unconscious, and messed up my face. These are actually some dentures here. I'm 36 years old. So unfortunately for that, my face was very messed up. My head was messed up even more. So the physical pain on top of the emotional pain did lead me to take my own life in December 16, 2016. So 3 months later, did overdose on over 100 pills. I had left a suicide note for the world, and basically my cousin who's a nurse found it. They sent someone to revive me. I was revived. I was in the ICU, in and out of consciousness for about a month, and then from there put into these programs again. You're an addict, you're depressed, here's this, here's that. So again, stuffing more pills down my throat to manage this, which led me to about a decade of just kind of focusing on all of that. Because I'm an addict, I now am going down that route. So we're looking at now, flash forward to this year. I had previously been working with a buddy running his CRM for his landscaping company, coding out all the automations for that. And we had a falling out. So I ended up now going on unemployment, and I decided, all right, in January this year, I'm going to start cleaning my act up. So I slowly started taking away any type of addictions that I thought I was having. I started removing things step by step. And then now let's go to March, where I tell my friends on March 4th, I'm done with alcohol. I'm over it. No more. Well, I go bowling every Monday night, and we're going bowling. So when I get to that bowling alley, my friends are like, well, it's so-and-so's birthday. Here's some pictures of beer, and here's some shots of alcohol. And sure enough, I don't know how to say no at this point in my life. So I said yes. And at that time, I didn't mention I'm 36. I did live in Panama. Unfortunately, I was also exposed to cocaine at a young age. I did pick up that as an addiction. So on this March 4th, I'm now drinking alcohol. Well, what happens when I drink alcohol? Well, I want to go chase the party. So I get a text message from a girl. Hey, I'm at this bar. I've got some drugs for you. It's free. Come on, get it. Well, it's about last call time. So I need to get there in a very quick manner. So I leave all my friends at the bowling alley, and I decide to speed to this next location. Well, guess what happens? God in the universe, they have a big plan for us. So I get pulled over for speeding. Well, the officer pulls me over and he says, son, do you know why I pulled you over? I said, honestly, sir, I'm not sure, but I can tell this is something. And he's like, well, we pulled you over for speeding. Have you been drinking tonight? And that's when I just basically gave him everything. I did not hold anything back. I spoke my truth. I explained it. He said, we're going to arrest you, for a DUI. And I basically said, yeah, I figured as much. So let's go. So when they took me to the police station, at that point, I had already been down this, I'm unemployed. My friendship with that was over. Like, I couldn't even see past this dark path of like being in a jail cell. Now, this would be at this time, my third DUI. So I am thinking, well, this is jail time. My life is over. There's nothing more to this world for me. I couldn't even imagine anything past this. So when they give you the blanket, it's a metal emergency blanket. It's nothing to even keep you warm. So the physical warmth was gone. So I had nothing left inside. I was completely dead inside. I ended up ripping off my large toenail, and I made it into a shank. And I went down and I dug into the vein, and I just kept digging for about a half an hour, 40 minutes, with no emotion, just ready to go. And that's when the officer turned the corner and he said, hey, man, and I quickly covered up. He's like, you were nothing but polite. Like, you came with us. Like, do you have anybody that can pick you up and take you home? Like, we can just deal with this tomorrow. And I basically explained to him, well, unfortunately, all my friends that I associate with are drug addicts, and I'm not going to bring anybody here. So That's how. Well, the officer ended up deciding he was going to bring me home. So I I got brought home and I laid my head down to bed. And then, a few hours later, I get up and I ask myself, what do I have to do to make this all go away? And the voice of God said, make lemonade. And I said, what? And it said, make lemonade. And I went, huh? And it goes, just make lemonade. So I'm like, all right, okay, I'm gonna make. So I drove to the store. I got myself some lemons, grabbed some sugar, got some water, and then the minute that I cut into the lemon, the first slice, my mind expanded. I understood kind of the big picture and what I was supposed to be doing, and I needed to bring this community of wellness to the planet, aka my garden of Eden. What I saw when I opened up the lemon was simple. When life hands you lemons, make lemonade, it's not life handing you something sour and turning it into something sweet. It's actually understanding that there's abundance everywhere. When life hands you a lemon, it's actually handing you the seed of opportunity to plant something new and to start fresh. So you're planting yourself a whole new tree of abundance because this is going to grow. So ready for this? So you take this lemon, cut it open, you squeeze the lemon juice into the water. Now, lemon plus water on the alkaline acidic scale is the most alkaline, not acidic, that you can possibly have. I started this process at over 200 pounds, 32% body fat. I have gone to the gym but one time, even though I was an athlete in college. I was a licensed personal trainer, ran some gyms. I went to the gym but one time. I've lost over 30 pounds drinking my green tea and lemonade. So this lemon water, right? Lemon, it's got to be organic lemons, filtered or distilled water. I personally, when I travel, I use the Holy Grail. This thing filters out viruses, protozoa, bacteria. You can take it to a river, stream, and get yourself some fresh water. You can use it in taps. And then you want to use organic maple syrup. The reason why I chose maple syrup was it was simple. I did that first recipe with sugar because that's the only way I knew how to do it. But then I started to research. When I do something, I want to be the best at what I do. So I found the Keep It Simple Students, the KISS recipe. So filtered water or distilled, organic maple syrup. The reason why it's maple syrup is it's low on the glycemic index, so it's going to maintain that energy level for you throughout the day. So you're actually going to be less hungry and you're going to have that energy that you need. Again, coupled with that lemon juice, which is the alkaline, which is going to start helping you shed the weight. And then you want to add, I typically like a Celtic sea salt rim. I like to do a little treat yourself. So it's my Fenty mocktails. You'll basically put that with a salted rim. And again, you're reintroducing salt back into your body. So that's going to help with the hydration. So keep it simple, students. Very, very basic recipe. Salt, water, lemon, maple syrup. Four things. KISS. Okay, so back to the lemons. So anyways, when you squeeze this lemon into the water, you got that. Well, there's still so much more you can do with the lemon. When you take this top layer of the skin off, just the skin, not the white part, that white part is called the pith. That skin becomes a juicy, delicious candy. The pith itself is actually what makes it bitter when you're soaking lemons in your water. So that's why you don't actually want to soak that whole lemon in your water. A little fun fact, bartender for a decade back here. So you've got that pith, you've got that pulp that's left over from squeezing it. If you add that to beeswax, that's going to be chapstick. And then I already explained, you take that seed, you replant it. That's the circle of life. Now you've got lemons forever, and bam, you're making lemonade. You can use honey. I chose not to use honey because I wanted the recipe for the entire world. Unfortunately, with honey, it's not vegan friendly. So, and you don't use agave because agave has more fructose in it than high fructose corn syrup. So back to the big mission. So now that I've made this lemonade, I understood that I had to declutter my space, declutter my mind. That kind of stemmed into the whole, all right, let's just get down to the avatar state. So I started donating everything to charity. I gave all my possessions away. I'm down to just very limited. In fact, I'm not sure if you guys are aware of this, but I'm actually here in Sacramento, visiting this young one right here. This lovely friend has brought me aboard, even though I'm traveling typically from Rhode Island. I started the journey. I was compelled to go out to Phoenix, Arizona. I was in Phoenix, Sedona. From there, I continued to downsize. And in that process, I had joined school. So I joined school back in April. Again, I've been in education my whole life. I've taught ESL. I've managed restaurants. I've taught people the whole back end and front end of the house. So school is somewhere that I dove in, right? And I started off kind of not really knowing what it was. In fact, I actually had a note on my desk saying cancel the school free trial because I thought it was an MLM. And I was like, I'm out of this. I don't even know who this Hormozy guy is. Like, what is this stuff? Like, I'm not playing this game. So the last day of my trial, I had talked to a friend of mine, and they basically like, "Have you heard of Alex Hormozy?" And I was like, "Nah, I mean only through this like school thing." They're like, "You need to watch this video." So I watched one of his videos, and I mean 3 minutes in, I was like, I love what this guy is talking about, and he's really giving a lot of information away for free. And I think that's incredible, considering as an educator, I believe that it is important to spread as much knowledge as we can. Compensation is important for what you're doing, however, because you need to keep the lights on, right? And you need to take care of what's going on. But he does give a lot of value. So from that point, I came back into school and I started my first community. My company was Philanthropy, and my other company is Sylvan Ember. My pen name is Sylvan Ember. I'm a published author under that. Gardening. I grow my own food, and I have my pet chickens back home. I have Karen and Sue's hen. So Karen and Susan. I miss my girls. I'm going to see them in October.
Love it. I love it.
I had Linda, but Linda wouldn't listen. Linda actually it's fun fact, I did name her Linda, and she really wouldn't listen. And I built my coop 2 stories because they need to sleep above so the predators can't get to them. Well, Linda would always sleep down below, and I'm like, Linda, come on. But I built the coop so I couldn't get inside of it, I guess. So yeah, Linda did get eaten. Sorry, Linda. But yeah, circle of life. So anyways, I started off with Philanthropy. It's my 7 simple socks. That's how I had decluttered. And from there, then I was like, all right, well, mocktails. And in fact, with that first glass of lemonade, I was able to give up an 18-year cocaine and alcohol addiction. I am over 9 months, the 9th month. I'm over 6 months right now. Yeah. And I don't consider the date or anything like that. I consider breaking free, right? Like I broke free from that cage of being an addict on March 5th. I understood kind of even further, and I'm not sure if I've mentioned this to Wendy, but I saw school as my rat park, right? So I built out, and for those of you who don't know what rat park is, what we know about addiction is the rat experiment, right? We've got rats in a cage, we've got heroin water, we've got regular water. The rats were always choosing the heroin water. Well, boom, that's what an addict is. There's an addict rat, there's not an addict rat. Well, there's scientists in Canada in like the 1970s decided, let's just try something here. Let's remove the cage. Let's give them more space so they're not confined. Let's add more of their friends so they have someone to play with. Let's give them a bunch of stuff, and let's still give them all the drugs and alcohol they could possibly want. But let's see what happens. And this was the experiment known as Rat Park. Well, what they found out in this experiment for Rat Park was that because they had so much space to play, so many friends to hang out with, so much stuff to do, they ignored the drugs and alcohol because it just wasn't even part of their life. Well, that's kind of what's happened for me. So when I started building out my community, I didn't even have a desire to go find that girl at that bar, right? Like that, the girl in the red dress to the major didn't exist for me anymore. I wasn't chasing that. I was chasing building out this community. So I started off, in April with the Philanthropy. Then I moved into my mocktails, and it wasn't until I really said yes to what I knew was Breakfree Island all along and changed my community to being aligned with my mission did it actually turn into something, right? Like I had the mocktail community. It was great. I was like, well, maybe I'm here just to spread the sobriety, which is cool and all. Like I was behind the bar poisoning people for years. I might as well use my skills for light and not darkness anymore. And yeah, basically on July 11th, my birthday of this year, I said, let's birth this thing. Let's just rebrand everything. So I think I started at 3 a.m. the next day, like till 11 p.m. And I rebranded my whole classroom. And that's when I just
7-Eleven, baby.
7-Eleven, yeah, 7-Eleven 88.
Oh, thank heaven.
Yeah. Yeah.
And you birthed this project on your birthday?
Yeah. So 7-Eleven was when Breakfree Island became reality on Skool. So she is a little over 2 months old. But when that, we had about 40 members when it was Aquamore. I love water is essentially what I called Aquamore Alchemy. I love water. So when it became Breakfree Island, right? We popped into like 100 members pretty much in the next day. And then like we're over 200 members now. And we were on 4 continents with just the mocktails. Now we're on 6 of the 7 continents. And if anybody's in Antarctica, you have a friend in Antarctica, I'll give them free access just so we can get Antarctica. So let me know. But yeah, we are on 6 continents. Wendy's actually one of the teachers on the school community on Breakfree Island. So just a little bit about Breakfree Island. What it is I believe in balance, right? Like I'm out here for one thing, right? We came here for love and joy and balance. And the way you get balance is you need a healthy body, a healthy mind to get a healthy bank. It is important to run a successful business in order to level up in this world, right? You're never going to be in where you need to be if you're working for someone else's dream. So you got to break free. So what I did was I put together over 100 masters from around the world that specialize in either health, wealth, or fun. So we have 3 paths. So path 1, you'll go down, you'll start by finding out who your avatar is. Well, what is an avatar? An avatar is who you came here to serve. You're here because there's a counterpart for you. And a little fun fact, a little bit of juicy gold, it's usually the younger version of yourself, right? So like for me, my avatar is typically the young Jon Myers at the 21 before he went down the let's chase the nightclub scene. And here's all the tools you need to make money as a teacher. Because when I was teaching, I'll be honest, I mean, you're a new teacher, right? You have to write your own lesson plans. You're fresh out of college, so you got student loans. You got to figure out a hustle. So I'm hustling, doing everything I can. I was sleeping 2 hours a night, but I was pulling in bank at a nightclub with girls dancing above me. And unfortunately, that's the version of Jonathan that got to be this time around. However, I can go back in time, and that's what the avatar is. It's allowing you to help others kind of before that path. And then again, it's not for everybody. And I actually built a GPT for this. I've been working with AI drastically. I work with AI 12 to 20 hours a day, every day for the last 9 months straight. I've been managing accounts for clients, setting up their systems for them. I'm a systems and operations guy. It's what I've been doing my whole life. So, yeah, I'm really excited. There's a lot of AI that you get access to right away on Break Free Island as well, from building your avatar, helping you define your offer, helping you even pick a launch date. I do a lot of the back end work for you, so that way you guys can just put in a little bit of information and it's going to pump it out. Remember, a lot of people are scared of AI. However, it is a tool. It's much like a paintbrush or a gun. It's whoever's using the item is what you're going to do with it. So for me, this is my paintbrush. Break Free Island is my Mona Lisa. It's my Sistine Chapel. It's my Statue of David. It's my everything. I was going to say this is going to be, it's not going to be anymore. It already is. It exists. So,
boom, there it is.
There's Break Free Island. Yeah. And then with Wendy's link, actually in that top corner, I have built out a separate page, which allows us to give you guys a 7-day free trial. And then Wendy herself will actually be compensated. I have set it up where I give 33%, so a third of the business, to whoever is promoting it. So you will get yourself a Break Free 33 partner link as well, where you'll be able to earn MRR right away. And what MRR is it's basically your monthly revenue. The reason why I've done this and why I'm giving a third of my business away is I want you to be able to break free as quickly as possible and use that money to reinvest in yourself. So that means starting an LLC. That means potentially hiring another coach, right? Like the reason why these masters are here is so you guys can get a little bit of information from them with regards to, I mean, there's gold in there, don't get me wrong. Like click on build your website if you can, Wendy. So if you click on build your website, there's Ryan. So Ryan's going to give you a lot of information. He's in Australia. And then if you want to work with Ryan under Do You Want Warm Leads, it has a link to his calendar. And then you guys, much like human beings, can work and communicate with each other to figure out, how you want to work, right? Like I don't ask my teachers for anything in return. I merely give them a place to be seen by the world. So that way everybody, I believe that they're important, right? Like they're masters that I want to know. They're masters that I think, like much like Wendy, are needed in the world. So when you come down to health, wealth, and fun, you're going to be seeing these various masters. So thank you so much for sharing this, Wendy. We won't give them too much more so they can see it. But dance party is my favorite if you want to jump in there. That's where I'm living most of the time because remember, health, wealth, and fun. So we've got, so that's my fun. And then, lastly, there is a game that we're going to be starting. Wendy, if you want to go to the community wall, you can show them the ship.
Let me bring it back up.
Yeah. So in our game, I'll be educating. There'll be some language classes. Some, again, health, wealth, and fun is the focus. So we have it separated into pirate ships. So if you think like Hogwarts houses, we have, if you go here for ship assignment.
There's not a tab. Here.
It's the one pinned. It's down below. You have it right there. It's the second one. Go ahead for ship assignment.
Second ship assignment.
Yeah. So think like a Hogwarts house, only we have pirate ships because we're island themed. So Wendy is actually one of our captains. That's one of the ships. So each ship has their own theme that the captains were able to design. They have their own fight songs, and then throughout the next quarter, we start on October 1st. So there's still plenty of time to jump in. As you can see, space available on certain ships. And again, right now we're running 2 squads for quarter 1 of 2025. There'll be a 3rd squad, so there's plenty of availability. So the Monkey Mind Masters look like you got some spots available. So pop on that free trial.
Come on,
I'll be able to
folks.
from Wendy. We'll get you on Wendy's ship, so you guys can all take part in the fun games that are about to play. Again, I'm from Rhode Island.
Have fun, make money. Have fun, make money.
Exactly. So there's Wendy, if you want to go to there's the 10 extra way. I mean, there's so much in here. I could speak for days. On the start here, that's where you see all the GPTs. So if you click that, that's going to give you your instant access right away to. I mean, I made those in like 30 seconds with just putting that into my logo maker. So you have business plan, avatar framework, social media planner, you name it, it's here. And if you need it, I'm gonna make it. I wrote my first computer program in like 2002. My mom was actually my school's like computer tech person growing up, so we always had computers open on my kitchen table. My first program was a slot machine. Fun fact, but yeah, I love AI. I was teaching seniors how to computer program when I was a freshman. So I have a love and a passion here. And on top of that, you know, I am Florida State alumni, so I've got Full School University, and that's a place where if you're not able to jump on Break Free, because it's not something that is just within your wheelhouse right now, you can go to my Full School University, and I'll get you a link to that where you'll be able to just learn the basics of it on a fun.
You can click his profile and it shows you all, like my profile is this right here, school.com/wise. Yours is the Jon Myers, isn't it? Your name?
Yeah, all my social media is the Jon Myers. So my blog is thejonmyers.com. My Instagram is @thejonmyers, and my school is the Jon Myers. And Goose is like, why didn't you take John or Jon Myers as like one of the original like goats? And I was like, I know, but because all my socials are already the Jon Myers, I just wanted to keep it that way.
There we go. For profiles, you have to put the @ in there. But here you can easily access the other communities and see more.
Yeah, Break Free's code. The only ones that I'm running right now is Full School University, Full School Setup, where I will help you side by side set up your school if you are someone that needs some assistance. And then I also do it for you. Like right now, I'm working on a school for Cake Wars competitor. So that's gonna be a little fun.
Look, here we are on the wall at school headquarters. Yay!
Yes, so as Wendy mentioned, there's about 140,000 teachers. There's millions of members. Of the 140,000, there's only a handful of us level 7 experts, and that's the one of us. So there's, you know, I think I counted less than 100.
That's only the ones that have visited headquarters so far. I think I didn't. Did I talk about that last week? I don't even remember. Last week was so long ago.
Yeah, it really is. That's kind of me in a nutshell. My Instagram has all my little behind the scenes of what school was like when Wendy and I were there. So that's got like a cool. So it'll take you in and out of headquarters. It's got some fun stuff. We were making music. I mean, I was in show choir in high school, so I was loving every second of it.
It was so much fun. I just went down for the day because John and Jared were there, and you know, I have Mr. Max to take care of. Mr. Max, you want to come say hi to everybody? Come say hi. So it was great to go down and meet them. And then, well, here's John in Sacramento with me now. It was meant to be. I had one of those delicious mocktails. Absolutely incredible. I'm super excited about breaking free and Break Free Island and actually getting an island to escape to as we scale our income and our financial freedom and our fun living, fun life freedom. You know, that's what I'm all about. If you've been in my world, creating a better world together as happier, healthier humans. And school is an incredible place to do that. We have so many inspirational individuals, truly talented folks. You saw a couple of them there. Lauren Messina has a dance hub and a dance club, and dancing is so much fun. I've got the Women's Wellness Network and the Revitalize programs, the Revitalize Path. There's the Pain-Free Free Community and the Mastery Community opening here in October. I have some super special early access offers going this week. If you're interested in learning more about that, go ahead and hit me up on whichever platform you are in. Send a message, drop a comment, WISE, and I will reach out to you and we can connect about that. But come join us. It is so incredibly inspiring that I created this show, Sunday Skool, so that you can get to know some of the creators. You can get to know more about, I just learned so much more about Jon than I knew. And what an incredible journey that is. And it's really only just begun. So why sit there and wait to see what happens when you can be part of it? Be part of the adventure. Step up, step in, live, right? And yeah, we're here. We're happy to help. And that's about all I have today. Is there anything else you want to share with folks? Jon, any kernel?
Yeah, actually, it's funny that you mentioned that. I forgot. So this is a 3-phase project. So remember when I said on July 11th, I brought it to life? Well, the reason why I hadn't done it until that point was I only saw this as the in real life version. I only saw the real picture. I didn't see the school version of this. But I asked myself that day, what do I need to do to bring the island close to me? And that's when the island was born. So now I've taken what was in my mind and I put it onto paper, or should I say digital. So phase 1 is school. Phase 2 is the metaverse, right? So the video game. So teachers are now going to be put into a video game. I've already started this process. There's a person called Kevin Wong on here who's working with school doing their version, which is like the old Pokemon game. So it's really cool, like a 2D. So we're going to have some Break Free Island Easter eggs, some pirate ships in there based on like our teacher ships that were made. So Kevin and I are working on that. Again, I've made some AR, which is augmented reality. So I have like hidden trivia games in Rhode Island. Where if you know where the code is, you can access my AR. I'm going to start working with VR. So that's phase 2. So bringing that, but reality is the third version, which is the in real life, Garden of Eden, like picking fruit off, eating it live, essentially coming to the location where you can meet all the masters, and in one spot, you're able to like level up your business, level up yourself as a person, bring your family, get it all done. Think like the Disneyland for business. So it's a 3-phase project. It's what I'm spending the rest of my life on. So you guys will just see me eat, sleep, and breathe Break Free Island for the rest of my life. So I love you guys, and I look forward to seeing y'all on site.
All right, there it is, folks. Yes, that is the big, hairy, audacious goal. That is what's going to happen, an actual in real life island where probably one of my Wise Life Echo Hub, feature retreats will happen. So join us on Skool. Think about, what is your passion? What do you want to share with the world? What do you want to build? You just come and you start a community around whatever it is you love talking about, or you love sharing, or you love, or you don't know. You don't have to know. You can come. Alex has it set up so you just start a community to get in the school games and start earning your 40% affiliate referral earning. And you just invite 3 people, and he has a copy paste text that says, I just started this community. I don't even know what it's going to be about, but I'm going to start charging soon. So come be one of the founding members with me and let's figure it out. And it has the link right there, and you can just copy paste and send it. You've got experts like Jon and I to help guide you setting up the assets and really planning it first if you want to go that route. If you already have a community or a project on another platform, if you want to secure your Facebook community, because a lot of the coaches on here lost huge audiences when Facebook shut them down. If you want to have that backdoor backup and start to migrate some of the people while also attracting people like me who can't stand going on that other platform, now there's never been a better time to start setting that up. Russell Brunson just is moving all of his communities over, and there are some major players making the move. Some people are integrating it with their Kajabi courses in communities. There are 1,000,001 ways you can use Skool however you want to. There's people teaching you how to raise bees, how to raise goats, how to trade stocks, you name it. And there's people with those communities where I don't know what it's going to be about, but I'm starting, because you just got to start, and we're here to help. So we will see you in the schoolyards, folks. Come back next Sunday for more Sunday Skool, and whatever you do, wherever you go, make it a great day. It's up to you.